Rain hammered the cracked windshield of the old Honda as Daniel Price swung into his tiny driveway, wipers fighting to keep up. He killed the engine, but the street outside didn't go quiet, because it wasn't just any car idling at the curb. It was a line of them. Gleaming black SUVs, headlights cutting through the drizzle, flanked by men and women in dark suits stepping out into the rain like a scene from a movie. His 16-year-old daughter, Lily, froze on the porch with her worn backpack still slung over one shoulder. The school trip permission slip crumpled in her fist. She'd given that trip up this morning, quietly, for a stranger no one else had bothered to help. Now that decision was literally parked outside their peeling front steps. Across the street, curtains twitched. Neighbors stared. Daniel's stomach turned, half fear, half something he couldn't name. The rear door of the middle SUV opened, and the same powerful woman Lily had helped earlier stepped out, this time with cameras, security, and a folder in her hand. Before we start, tell us in the comments, where are you watching from? Daniel Price's alarm didn't just ring, it screamed. He slapped his phone, rolled out of bed, and crashed into the laundry basket. Socks flew. His first thought wasn't the bruise on his knee. It was rent, due in 9 days, and the school trip he still couldn't afford. "Dad, you're going to be late again," Lily called from the kitchen. "I'm up," he muttered, dragging on his diner polo. 16-year-old Lily already had eggs on plates and the kettle whistling when he walked in. Ponytail, thrift store hoodie, that hopeful spark in her eyes that killed him. "You don't have to cook every morning," he said. "You'd live on coffee and fries," she replied. "Did you sign the permission slip?" He froze. "Dad, I'm short," he admitted. "Tips have been awful. I'm sorry, Lil." Silence dropped between them. She stared at the paper, thumb smoothing the corner. "It's okay," she said too fast. "It's just a trip. I can go next year." "You've been talking about it for months," he said. "Seriously?" She forced a smile. "I'll use the time for homework. It's fine." It wasn't fine. He saw it in the way her shoulders curled in the way she kept her eyes on the pan. "I'll make it up to you," he said quietly. "You always say that," she answered, even softer. "Drink your coffee before it gets cold." They walked toward the bus stop 20 minutes later, gray clouds pressing low. Their street was cracked pavement. The school bus idled at the corner, kids dragging suitcases, teacher calling names. "You sure you're okay skipping this?" Daniel asked. Lily looked at the bus, then at him. "Yeah, I'll head to the library. You need to get to work." Before he could respond, tires screeched at the intersection. A black sedan jumped the curb, hazard lights flashing. One front tire hung in shreds. A woman in a navy suit stepped out, heels sinking into damp grass, phone pressed to her ear. "I don't care if the driver's stuck," she snapped. "We cannot miss this signing." Her voice carried. She turned, scanning the street, annoyed and out of place. The kids at the bus pointed, laughing. Lily didn't. Her brows drew together. "Dad, her tire's blown," she whispered. "She's alone." "Someone will call a tow," he said, mind already jumping to the breakfast rush. But Lily was already moving. "Lily!" he called. She jogged toward the sedan, backpack bouncing. Rain started as a fine mist. The woman lowered her phone, expression guarded. "Hi," Lily said. "You shouldn't drive on that. You'll wreck the rim." "I've noticed," the woman said, then sighed. "Sorry, bad morning." "I'm Lily. My dad taught me to change tires. We live right there." She pointed at their duplex in the old Honda. "We've got a jack. I can help." Daniel felt eyes shift to him. The woman followed Lily's gesture, taking in the crooked porch and cracked concrete. "You'd miss your bus for that?" she asked. Lily looked back at the bus. The last few kids were climbing aboard. Mrs. Henderson raised the clipboard, waving her over. Then Lily looked at her father. Rain dotted her lashes. "Yeah," she said softly. "You look like you really need it." The teacher blew her whistle. "Doors closing." Daniel's throat tightened. He could yell. He could beg them to wait. He didn't. Minutes later, he was kneeling in the gutter beside the sedan, hands slick with grime, Lily steadying the jack. The woman crouched near them now, suit jacket spotted with rain. "I'm Daniel," he said, tightening the lug nuts. "You on some big deadline?" "Emma Caldwell?" she answered. "Caldwell Systems." He blinked. "The tech company?" "I'm the CEO," she said. The wrench slipped in his hand once. Lily's eyes flew wide. Neither of them knew yet that helping her this morning meant their quiet street wouldn't stay quiet by sunset. By the time the new tire was on, Daniel's jeans were soaked and his hands were black with grime. Emma's sleek sedan looked out of place beside their rusted Honda. "You're sure it's tight?" she asked. "Unless you're planning a demolition derby, you're fine," he said, wiping his palms on a rag. She checked her watch, then looked at Lily. "You should get to school. I can order a car from here." Lily glanced at the empty corner where the bus had been. "It's okay. I'll go to the library later." Guilt tightened Daniel's chest. He hated that his daughter had to keep pretending she didn't care about things other kids took for granted. Emma studied them, frown easing. "How much was that trip going to cost?" she asked. Lily stiffened. "It doesn't matter." "It does to me," Emma said. Daniel stepped in. "You don't owe us anything. You were stranded. We helped. That's it." Emma's lips twitched. People usually want something. "Well, we're weird," Lily said. Emma actually smiled. She pulled a slim card from her bag and held it toward Lily. "If you ever need a job, call that number and ask for me." Lily took it carefully. "Thank you." Emma hesitated. "What's your address, in case this tire explodes and I need witnesses?" Lily recited it. Emma repeated it under her breath, nodding. "Make sure your dad washes his hands before he touches anything important," she said, then slid behind the wheel. The sedan pulled away, leaving exhaust and sudden quiet. Lily stared at the card. "She really is Emma Caldwell," she whispered. "I've watched her talks online." Daniel exhaled. "Guess we had VIP roadside assistance." "She helped too," Lily said. "Most people would have stayed in the car." He looked at his filthy hands, then at his daughter clutching a billionaire's card. "You okay staying home?" he asked. "Yeah," she said, tucking it into her backpack. "I'll work on that biology project." The diner swallowed him the second he rushed in. Orders, coffee, the hiss of the grill. It wasn't until lunch that he glanced at the TV and nearly dropped a plate. Emma's face filled the screen, backed by glass walls and reporters. A banner read, "Caldwell Systems signs major deal." Melissa, the owner, whistled. Imagine closing numbers like that. Daniel watched footage of Emma shaking hands, cameras flashing. "We changed her tire this morning," he said. Melissa's eyebrows shot up. Should have asked for stock options. He tried to laugh, but the morning stuck with him. His shift finally wound down in late afternoon. He grabbed cheap takeout, picturing Lily rolling her eyes at the extra fries. The sky over their street was streaked orange when he turned the corner. People were outside, not just kids. Grown-ups on porches, phones out, pointing. Then he saw the cars. 3 black SUVs and a polished sedan idled in front of their duplex, engines low and steady. Men and women in dark suits stood on the sidewalk, earpieces coiled at their collars. Daniel's stomach dropped. For a second he thought, wrong address. But Lily was on their porch, fingers white on the railing, Mrs. Ortega hovering beside her. Every neighbor nearby seemed to be looking at their house. Daniel parked partway down the block. As soon as he stepped out, one of the suited men spoke into his sleeve and watched him approach. "Dad," Lily whispered when he reached her. Her face was pale, eyes huge. "They asked for us by name. They said they're from Caldwell Systems." "You didn't sign anything, did you?" he muttered. "No account numbers?" "Dad," she hissed, "I just opened the door." The middle SUV's engine cut. The driver moved quickly, opening the rear door with a practiced motion. The street fell nearly silent. Even the kids at the corner stopped their game. A navy heel appeared, then the rest of Emma Caldwell, stepping onto their cracked sidewalk as if it were a stage built just for her. Emma walked toward them, security fanning out as neighbors filmed in stunned silence. "Mr. Price," she said. "Lily." Daniel cleared his throat. We don't usually get visitors in suits," he managed. Emma's gaze took in the sagging porch and dented Honda. "I can see that," she said softly. "You didn't exactly ask," Daniel said. To his surprise, she smiled. "I appreciate honesty. May we talk?" Lily shifted closer to her dad, backpack still on. "Is the tire okay?" she blurted. "The tire is perfect," Emma replied. "That's the problem. My morning kept going like normal. My conscience didn't." One of her team stepped forward, handing her a slim folder. Daniel's stomach dropped. "Is this on TV?" he whispered. "Local," Emma said. "But this is for you. Your daughter gave up something she wanted to help me. I won't let that vanish." Lily's cheeks burned. "It was just a trip," she muttered. Emma shook her head. "It was a choice. You chose kindness." She opened the folder. Caldwell Systems letterhead gleamed on thick paper. "Lily," Emma said, "this is a scholarship from our foundation. It covers school fees, approved trips, and mentoring. Keep your grades up, and it continues into college. The only strings are effort and honesty." Lily's mouth fell open. "You're joking." "I don't joke with legal documents," Emma said. "Your dad can read the details, but that's the simple version." Daniel's hands shook as he took the papers. Numbers swam. For once, they weren't debt notices. "You can accept it," Emma said gently. "You helped me. Let me help you." She turned to Daniel. "My team also found your resume. Maintenance supervisor, 10 years at a plant that shut down." Heat rushed to his face. "You really looked me up?" "I did," she said. "We're opening a regional facility nearby. I need someone practical to oversee the building. I'm offering you an interview. Fair pay, benefits, regular hours. If you're as capable as you looked this morning." Lily gasped. "Dad, that's..." "An interview," Daniel said slowly. "Not a guarantee." Emma nodded. "But a real chance. You earned that much." She angled herself toward the cameras. "For the record," she said, "I made it to that signing because a girl missed her school trip to help a stranger. Remember that when you talk about success." Applause rose, hesitant and then stronger. Lily stared at the folder, then at her dad. "Is this really happening?" she whispered. Daniel swallowed hard. "Feels like it," he said. Emma handed Lily a pen. "Sign the acknowledgement pages, and my team will handle the rest," she said. "And Mr. Price, expect an email about that interview tonight." Daniel's voice came out rough. "Thank you. I don't have better words." "Thank you is enough," she replied. Keep doing what you did this morning, with or without motorcades. With that, she returned to the SUV. Doors shut. Engines rumbled. The motorcade eased away, turning the corner and disappearing, leaving tire tracks and stunned silence behind. Later, as the sky turned pink and the porch light flicked on, Daniel and Lily sat side by side on their steps. The scholarship folder lay open between them, Emma's card gleaming on top. Their takeout dinner sat forgotten. Lily leaned her head on his shoulder. Dad? Yeah. For the first time in years, hope felt heavier than worry in Daniel's chest again. I think missing that trip was the best thing that ever happened to me. He let out a breath he felt like he'd been holding for years. Me too, kiddo. Cars passed, ordinary again. The paint still peeled, the sidewalk still cracked. Yet with Lily's name on the scholarship and a real job chance ahead, their house didn't feel like the end of the road anymore. It felt like the starting line of something better.